Okay, so these are going to be the correct ways and the correct answers for the study guide from today. So, number 4, the directions are, what is the value of each expression in simplest form? So you're just going to either multiply or divide. In this case, we're multiplying. So, 12 times 1/8. First off, this is a whole number, so we got to make it a fraction before we can do anything. So it's 12 over 1 times 1 over 8. Okay, and then we need to simplify before we multiply. So there's nothing we can do with 1 and 1, but 8 and 12 we can divide by 4. So this becomes 3, that becomes 2. So now we have 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2, or 1 1/2. So that's letter H. Okay, if you don't simplify before you multiply, you would get 12 over 8, which you still need to remember you got to divide by 4. So you get 3 over 2. Same answer. But that's why I like to simplify before you multiply. Okay, number 5. 5/6 times 7 over 10. Okay, we don't have to change anything, so we go right into multiplying. So I'm going to simplify before I multiply again. 6 and 7, there's nothing you can do. But 5 and 10, you can divide by 5. So if I rewrite this, I get 1 over 6 times 7 over 2. So then we do, now that everything's simplified, we just multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. Can't simplify anymore, so 7/12 is your answer, so letter A. Okay, so now number 6. Now we have two mixed numbers being multiplied, so we have to change both into improper fractions first. So remember, you take the whole number times the denominator, add the numerator. So 1 times 3 plus 2. So that's 5 over 3 times. Now we got to do the same thing. 2 times 5 plus 3. 13 over 5. So 3 and 13 we can't simplify at all. Okay, 5 and 5 we can divide both of those by 5. So that becomes 1, that becomes 1. So we get 13 over 3, or 4 1/3, which is letter F. So you're going to have to make these into mixed numbers like I've been telling you. Now, number 7 is just a story problem, so you just have to read it through. So number 7 says, Mrs. Ling is building a deck that is 2 2/9 yards long and 3 2/5 yards wide. What is the area of her deck? Well, it says area equals length times width. Well, the length is 2 2/9, so we multiply that by 3 2/5. So all it is multiplication. But now that we have two mixed numbers, just like number 6, we got to turn them into improper fractions. So 2 times 9 plus 2. So it'd be 20 over 9 times. Now we do the same thing. 3 times 5 plus 2. 17 over 5. Okay, so 9 and 17, there's nothing you can simplify by, but 20 and 5, we can divide by 5. So that would be 4. That's 1. So now we multiply. 4 times 17 is 68 over 9. So we've already done the simplifying, but we need to change this back into a mixed number. So 9 goes into 68 7 times, and you get 5/9. 7 and 5/9. So that would be letter C. Okay, and then number 9 now. So, John's dog slept for 3 hours. If the dog snored every 1/3 of an hour, how many times did he snore? Okay, so what we have to do here now, okay, he slept for 3 hours. He snored every 1/3 of an hour. How many times did he snore? So we have to divide this one. This is going to be division because 3 divided by 1/3. Now we know with division, we first have to make both of them fractions. So 3 over 1 divided by 1 over 3. So since it's division with fractions, we keep the first fraction, change it to multiplication, and flip to the reciprocal. So now we have 3 times 3, which is 9, and 1 times 1, or just 9. So he snored 9 times, letter D. All right, number 10. So we're on the back page now. Number 10, we're finding the value of each expression in simplest form. So in this case, we're dividing. So number 10 is 8 divided by 1/3. So we have to make both of them fractions. We have to make both of them fractions, so we put 8 over 1 divided by 1 over 3. So now since it's division, we keep change flip. Keep 8 over 1 times 3 over 1, which is just 24, letter I. Number 11. Okay, number 11 is 9 divided by 3/5. So we still have to make this whole number a fraction before we can do anything. So 9 over 1 divided by 3 over 5. So we keep 9 over 1, change it to multiplication, and flip to 5 over 3. So once again, simplify before you multiply. So 9 and 3 you can divide by 3. 5 and 1 can't go any further. So this becomes 3, that's 1. So now we have 3 over 1 times 5 over 1, which is just 15, which is letter A. Okay, number 12, 1/2 divided by 2/3. So they're both already fractions, so we don't have to change anything, so we go right into keep change flip. Keep 1/2, change it to multiplication, flip to 3 over 2. Can't do anything with 2 and 3. Can't do anything with 1 and 2, so it's already simplified, so we just have to multiply now. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 3/4. Letter H. So that would be letter H. Okay, 13. Same situation. We have two fractions, 7/8 divided by 3/4. So we can go right into keep change flip. So I keep 7/8, change it to multiplication, flip to 4 over 3. Now I can't do anything with 7 and 3, but 8 and 4 I can divide a 4 out. So that becomes 2, that becomes 1. 7 times 1 is 7, 2 times 3 is 6. Or 6 goes into 7 one time, and you have 1 left over. So 1 and 1/6, letter A. So continuing on with division. Number 14. 3 and 1/3 divided by 1 and 7/8. So since both of these are mixed numbers, we have to change both of them. So 3 times 3 plus 1, 10 over 3. Now we do the same thing for the second one. 1 times 8 plus 7, 15 over 8. Now we have two fractions. We see the division, so we keep change flip. Keep 10 over 3. Change it to multiplication. 8 over 15. We got to flip that second one. So nothing you can do with 3 and 8, but 10 and 15 you can divide a 5 out. So that becomes 2, that becomes 3. So 2 times 8 is 16, 3 times 3 is 9. So 1 and 7/9, which is letter H. Okay, the rest of these now are story problems. So 15, story problem. Brandon has 7.5 gallons of paint. He plans on using 1.5 gallons on each room. How many rooms will he be able to paint? So if he's got this is the total amount, he's using this amount, we're going to have to divide that. So 7.5 divided by 1.5. So just like number 14, we got to change both of them. So this is going to be 15 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. So keep change flip since it's division. Keep the first one, change it to multiplication, flip to 2 over 3. Now 2 and 2 I can divide a 2 out. 3 and 15 I can divide by 3. So we get left with 5, 1, 1, 1. So it's literally 5 rooms. So 5 rooms is your answer. And you have to label because we're talking about a real world situation. Okay, 16. All you're doing now is multiplying. So we have 4/5 times 1 2/3. So if we look at this is a fraction, just regular old fraction. We have multiplication, so we're not worried about keep, change, flip. But we need to change this one to be an improper fraction first. So 4/5 times 1 times 3 plus 2, 5/3. Okay, can't do anything with 4 and 3, but 5 and 5 we can divide by 5. 1, 1. So you get 4/3, or 1 1/3. Okay, the next one. Now we have 17, 3 2/5 divided by 1 1/10. So now both of these are mixed numbers, so we have to start with that. We got to change them into improper fractions. 3 times 5, 15 plus 2, 17/5. 1 times 10 plus 1, 11/10. Now that we have two fractions, I see its division. This is when we do our keep, change, flip. Keep the first one the same. Change the division to multiplication and flip to 10/11. So there's nothing you can do with 17/11, but 5 and 10 you can divide a 5 out. So this is 1, this is 2. So now you have 17 times 2, which is 34, and 1 times 11. Or 3 and 1/11. So 3 and 1/11 is your answer. And the last one, number 18, is a story problem. So 8 bricks are laid end to end along the edge of a flower bed. Each brick is 8.5 inches long. How long is the row of bricks in feet? Well, we know there's 12 inches in a foot. Actually, we're just going to cross out 18. We're not doing 18.